think I will do let's go with air signs. So message for air signs. So the overall energy that's going on at the minute, the overall kind of energy or issue that's going on at the moment. We've got the Ace of Swords. So you may be trying to find a truth in a situation, or you may be finding out something that may be being held from you. With this being an overall energy, we're going to get a block in energy, so we'll see what that could be. But it's about needing a truth in a situation. This is wanting to acquire a truth in a situation. If it's not wanting to acquire a truth, it's wanting to speak a truth and get something out there, try to communicate something. So maybe clearing the air with something. There may be something or someone that you want to clear the air with at the moment. And crossing this, what's kind of hindering or blocking this is the Hanged Man. So it may be somebody that you've had a bit of a fallout with. It could be someone that you've had a fallout with and you've kind of removed yourself from the situation. With the Hangman being here, this is almost like kind of taking a step back from a situation. You may have put yourself like in the Hangman position now to see something from a different point of view, or you're being asked to. You may need to, in order to get clarity in a situation, you may need to start looking at things from a different perspective. And if it's not you, it could be somebody around you needs to see. It may be that communication is not forthcoming with someone because they are maybe refusing. They may be refusing to look at things from a different perspective and kind of taking their own views and opinions as gospel in a situation. So you're not able to work through or clear something up. So in the past, we have the Three of Cups. So with the Three of Cups being here, we could be talking. I mean, this could be a group of friends. This could be speaking to a group of friends. It could be a fallout between a group of friends where you were actually really close. And with it being a cup card, it's all about emotions. It's something that you were really emotionally invested in. And it could be a group of friends. If it's not a group of friends, it could be that there may have been a third-party situation going on. You may have found out but not really been given the answers to, or it may be that you just have suspicions that there was some kind of third party going on, somebody else interfering in. If it's talking about a relationship, it could be thinking about someone interfering into a relationship. And you want to get the truth of it, so you may actually still be with this person if you try to get the truth of it, or it may have come to an end and the truth was never actually really revealed in the situation because of this. Someone's like, it's either you're in the Hangman position where you're now seeing everything from a different perspective and realising that maybe something was in a third party, you were in a third party situation, or this is the other person kind of not removing themselves but not actually sharing information. It doesn't necessarily mean at this point that there was a third party going on. This could be that you just had suspicions, or somebody may have had suspicions about you. being in some kind of third-party situation where somebody else was just involving themselves or trying to involve themselves, and you never really got to the heart of the matter. And it may be something that plays on now. If you're still with the person, it could be something that plays on your mind a lot, and it's something that you can't drop, or they can't drop, and they're not dropping. So in the present, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, very slow-moving energy, very, very slow-moving energy. The Knight of Pentacles is someone that kind of watches and assesses things before actually making a move, before deciding. And it may well be that if you are actually still with this person, you may be now deciding that you want to move beyond a situation, but you're dragging your heels with it because there's not this clarity, because you're not coming from a point where you know something is a way or not. You may be looking, because he's looking off to this, in this card, he'd be looking away from this situation. So it may well be that you're planning on moving forward with your life and setting up roots somewhere else, or making an offer somewhere else if it was you that's in a third party, or considering a third party. But you're dragging your heels with it. You're not in no rush to make any kind of move just yet. And if this is speaking to another person, this could be speaking to them actually turning the back on the situation with you. Turning the back on wanting to speak, because if they do come in and they do speak to you and they do communicate with you, they're going to have to come with the truth. This is Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. They may just not be ready to actually speak a truth to you at the moment, or come at you with the truth at the moment. And this could be giving someone time out to actually, and with the time out, actually realising, you know, things are either not as they appear, or like they're not happy in a situation. They may not be happy in the situation, or they're not getting the truth from a situation, so they're not engaging with it anymore. So in the future, we've got the Nine of Cups. And this speaks about being happy in and of yourself, being happy by yourself. This speaks about finding some kind of emotional fulfillment for yourself, and being quite happy and content in being alone. So it may well be that you're deciding that you're going to move on from a situation, or you're going to take your stability and go elsewhere because you were taken into a third-party situation, and or you believe you were, or the other person. This could be completely opposite way around, but there may be questions over this, and because you're not getting the answers, or because the truth is not really being spoken, you're deciding to move on with yourself. You're deciding to go and like kind of find stability elsewhere at the moment. So it may well be that you're not actually getting into a third party yourself at the present moment. It may well be just that you're just turning your back on this, and you're going to take your stability elsewhere, because you're offering, what you're bringing to the table with the Knight of Pentacles is a stable, secure connection, and that's what you're hoping to find. So it may well be that you're just going to go off and find that in another direction. If it's not you going off, it may well be that somebody is coming in towards you at the moment who embodies that, and you may be split from someone, and you might just, because of things not being clear from the past, you may be in the Hangman position now, not trusting anything that comes towards you, which happens a lot really in relationships, don't it? Like if you break up with someone and it gives you a bit of a don't want to go through that again. So it may well be that you're in the Hangman now, not making a choice towards something that might be coming in towards you because of something that's happened in the past. And because it may be that at the moment you are actually in a state of mental clarity. It may be that something from the past has really confused you and had you out of whack with yourself. and now you feel like you're in a bit of clarity with yourself, so you don't really want to mess that up. You don't really want to, because you almost like you may be in a fear of what might happen, and if it goes wrong again, where will you be? And you may actually reject this offer altogether because of the Nine of Pentacles. You may decide that you're actually quite happy by yourself and you don't want to get involved in that way again. You might be in a quite comfortable place yourself. I feel like you're heading to a quite comfortable place yourself. But it might well be that something like from the past has really played a number on you, and it's got you into this distrustful kind of feeling and situation. So you're not trusting things. And so you might just not be ready at the moment. You just might not be ready for any connections that can come towards you at the moment. But in the future, when you are quite comfortable by yourself and you're quite emotionally independent by yourself, you may then be in a space, in a headspace, to be able to commit to something else and to be able to go into something else in a healthy way, instead of going with that the baggage and with the baggage and with the distrust and stuff. It may well be that you want to get yourself to a place where you are actually stable to be able to move forward and go into a relationship in that energy. Yeah, because this is like your attitudes, and when it says attitudes, it's more like how you're moving through this whole situation. And we've pulled the Six of Cups, and this is reminiscing, memories, thinking about the past. This is, I mean, this can speak to apologies coming in from the past, or you needing to apologise to someone from the past, or maybe something playing on your mind that you may need to communicate to somebody, but you're not doing it. And it may be that this is why you're in this frame of mind moving through this, because you are thinking about the past quite heavily. But this can be quite fond memories, so maybe you're not taking up an opportunity with somebody else. If somebody else is coming in towards you, you may be kind of rejecting and refusing that because you were stuck on the past and you're having memories of the past and you're just going over and over this. So while you're in that energy, it might be wise just to kind of keep to yourself until you feel more, but till you break this cycle of thinking and reminiscing on the past, and get yourself into a situation where you're quite comfortable and you're emotionally stable here. You're not dwelling on the past or thinking on the past, and you're getting beyond any kind of hurt that's gone on there. So there is a heavy element of wanting to go back to the past. It's like your mind just takes you back to the past all the time. And that's not the best energy to go into anything new. So that might be why you're going to be rejecting anything new that comes towards you. Although I feel like if anything that did come towards you, it may be that you're rejecting it because it's so slow coming. It may be that you choose to reject it because it's so slow in coming forward. It's almost backwards in coming forwards, that you're not trusting it. And you're like, well, if you were that interested, you'd be all up, you'd be showing more enthusiasm. And I think it's the kind of person who doesn't rush into things, because they don't need to rush into things. They want to be able to plant their seed and for it to be nurtured and grow into something healthy. They don't want to rush things so things get destroyed or ruined along the way and things get overlooked. They want to make sure if they're putting down, it's going to be something that's going to be nurtured. And you just might not be ready for that at the moment. But also you might actually benefit from having that, but it's going to be down to your own self as to where you go. But this could be somebody that's quite stable for you. This could be somebody that helps you work through and get beyond and gives you time and space and energy to be able to move beyond these feelings of being stuck in the past. But it's all going to be down to like your own free will as to how you play that out. It may well be that you just decide, no, at the moment I'm going to be I'm going to look after me. I'll get myself into a good headspace first before I proceed forward with anything. So I could see it two ways, really. It could be that you're meeting someone and they are going to be really good for you and they're going to help you get into this headspace, or you're going to be rejecting it and kind of getting yourself good by yourself first. And I think what's for you won't pass you by. So if this person was meant for you, this stable person that may be coming in towards you, is for you, then they will still be for you. You know, I believe what's for you won't pass you by. I believe if it's meant to be, it'll come to be at some point. So outside influences, we have the Lovers. And this is a card about choices. It can also, if you can see on this card, I don't know how shiny these cards are going, but it can also be about someone making a choice to go elsewhere and kind of leaving one person behind, choosing between two people. So this is an outside influence, could be affecting how you think and how you move through, you know, time is fluid, but how you move into the future, it could be affecting that, because you might be constantly on guard about a situation like that arising again. You may be constantly on guard about a situation like that arising again, and this may be affecting how you choose to move forward with things. So if it was that somebody has picked somebody else over you, and you are hurt and you are reminiscing a lot and you're kind of finding yourself a bit stuck, because there was emotion there, then I feel like this could affect how you interact with other people. And this might be where you need to get clarity in your own mind. You need to find yourself in a place of peace. You may just need time to be able to look at things from a different perspective, to be able to understand that not everything is as we perceive it to be. It can be another way. And sometimes when we look at things from a different perspective, it actually makes sense and things get clearer. And that could even be just kind of being accepting of the fact that, because this card could be a blockage, it could be all like in reverse, so not even seeing that, you know, almost refusing to see that something can be another way or different from how we perceive it. And it could also be asking you to acknowledge that maybe what you wanted and what you had was not for you, and there was something else coming in for you and something better for you, even though you may not feel it at this time, so you may not be wanting to look at it. So the hopes and fears, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So the hopes and fears, this card here speaks about hard work, putting in the hard work, putting in the effort and energy and seeing something kind of grow from it. So you're hoping to achieve this. You're hoping to kind of have it's a mastery card. Number 8 is a mastery number. And it's almost like you have kind of mastery over yourself. So you're hoping to be able to get back in balance with yourself and get back to being grounded with yourself. But you also fear like a monotony kind of situation coming up. You almost fear that getting into a connection, maybe getting into a connection with someone, and it being them being great, them being great as a person, and like stable, secure, and reliable and faithful, but it being quite monotonous, and you're not being 100% on it. But I think anything, if you put the work in, you can make things what you want it to be. So it's like kind of mastering that kind of energy within yourself. And trying, God, excuse me, I'll choke myself then. And trying to find stability, put work into yourself and find stability. And the last card out, we've got the King of Wands. And this would be your potential outcomes. So there's, as a person, it's an adventurer. It's someone that kind of goes after what they want, someone that gets passion back in their life. And this may be speaking to in the outcome. When you go through all this and you put in the work and you start seeing, and you actually, you know, because at the moment this card would be in reverse, you start looking at things from a new perspective, and you start seeing, you know, maybe you don't need the truth in a situation, or maybe you just need to acknowledge the truth in a situation to be able to move beyond it. Maybe someone did pick someone other than you, and it's left you heartbroken. They've made, like, as if they've made a choice that wasn't you. This has messed with you, and you're trying to get yourself stable from it. And I feel like in this, you may have kind of withdrawn into yourself and kind of like withdrawn. You could have like just really removed yourself from kind of a lot of situations and just kept to yourself. But this is almost like saying that, in like, once you work through all this, you're going to find your spark again. You're going to be a confident, fiery person again. You're going to be getting your spark back in life, and you're going to be taking action, decisive action in your life to make things better for yourself. But I think you need to put some work in first. And that could be with someone, or you could choose to do this alone. And it's all down to how you intend to work through things, because you can't just kind of get into a new connection and try and forget everything that's gone on before. We need to deal with stuff. So it's not something that's going to keep coming up and marring and tiring our new connections. We can go into it being trusting. Okay. But I think you're gonna come out with a new spark for your life. I'll get the Queen of the Moon. And even if I'm saying he and she and stuff like that, gender is fluid in tarot. It could be a male on the card, but it's speaking to masculine and feminine energies, and we all have masculine and feminine energies. So I could, you know, like my kind of temper per se could be a masculine trait in me, of my kind of aggressiveness or anything like that. But then I also have a caring side, which would be the feminine kind of element to it. So it's not saying it's a girl or a boy. It's just saying that energy that we're playing in. So the more emotional energies that we play in versus the more kind of straight to it energies that we play in. And we all switch and change through them hundreds of times a day. This is Queen of the Moon Oracle. I don't really know these cards. Boundaries, number 12, which breaks down to a 3, which is about groups and growth and stuff like that. This could well be that it is, I think I might have said it at the start, it could be a group of friends. It could be a group of friends, and it could be that you're having to create boundaries with people. You're having to create boundaries with people, so people, if people are not coming to you with honesty, or they're keeping you kind of in a hangman position where you don't know what's going on, and you can't work things out, it may be time to create boundaries and kind of give yourself a bit of space from it to be able to work through things. Maybe you need to look into, you know, if you're starting to distrust, but if it's people that you're starting to distrust, or friends or relationships and stuff like that, starting to look into like a shadow aspect of yourself, whereas what is triggering off these feelings within you. And sometimes we have to create boundaries to be able to do that and to be able to do it successfully, so we can look at things from a different point of view. But while we're up in the air and kind of letting people tread our boundaries and stuff like that, we're not able to see things from a different perspective. We kind of keep things as a set reality, and they don't have to be. And this card can also be speaking about like breaking through, because notice that the rose there is breaking through the boundaries, and that may be your own kind of boundaries. It might be learning to work with yourself and get yourself into a clear state of mind, so things from the past, things that may have gone on in the past, and memories from the past are not holding you back anymore. They're not keeping you caged. She's almost caged on this card. So things are not keeping you caged. So it may be that you need to create boundaries, but also not be limited. Don't create boundaries so you're limiting yourself. Make sure that you are able to breathe, you know, within the boundaries. Don't cut yourself off completely, and don't allow people to cut you off. Don't allow people to keep you caged in a situation, I meant to say. Let's see, I'll get a universe has your back card. It says, I am the dreamer of my dream. So you make the reality that you want. You make the reality that you want. Don't allow other people or their negative... sorry, my belly's rumbling. Don't allow other people or their negativity or anything that they may have done that has messed with you. Don't allow it to... don't allow it to suffocate your dreams. Whatever it is that you want to do, you can still do. You don't need, you know, especially if people are going against you, or if people are doing stuff where they're choosing other people over you, you don't need them for your dream to be a reality, for what you want to be a reality. It's all down to you. It's all down to you that makes that happen. Okay, I'll leave that there. Thank you.